How do you show your kids that you love them? Let's talk about some things that you may or may not be doing right. Hey you guys, it's Christina from the Purple Alphabet, and since Valentine's Day is right around the corner, we seem to talk about love a lot more than we do the rest of the year. And although we should be showing love and expressing love throughout the year, I thought I'd take this time to kind of talk about how we show love to our children. If you're looking for Valentine's Day activities to do with your kids, I did 2 other videos earlier this week, one with heart-shaped cookie cutters and the other with conversation candy hearts, so check those out if you're looking for activities to do alongside with your children. But for today, this one's for the adults. I'm really curious to know if any of you guys have read this book. It's The 5 Love Languages of Children. It's actually written by the same author that did The 5 Love Languages for Adults. Now, when my husband and I got married and we did premarital counseling with our church, we went over the 5 love languages for our marriage for us. And it was really beneficial and helpful. So when we had children, checking out this book really fell in line with those same principles, and it applies just the same as it does in our relationship. So if you are in a relationship, I really recommend checking it out for yourself. And if you have children, checking it out for your children. And even if you have teenagers, there's a one for teenagers as well. Everything will be linked down below if you want to check it out. Okay, so now going back to this book. The book talks about 5 different love languages, all distinctly different. Now I'm going to get into what those 5 love languages are in just one second. But the whole principle is that each one of us, adults and children's, teenagers, all ages, have a love language that really speaks to us. And if we are given that love language, our love cup remains full and we are fulfilled in love. So when you think about it with children, each one of them will have each one of these languages as well. And we as parents should recognize what that love language is so that we can make sure their love cup is filled as well. So how do you know what your love language is, right? Is probably what you're asking. There's a series of questions that you can ask either yourself or your child to find out what their love language is. And once you do this test and answer those questions, you will have a far more defined idea of what their actual love language is. So then what are the 5 love languages? They're very simple and well defined. The first love language is physical touch. This is the child that constantly wants to hug you, that is constantly fidgeting with you, is constantly wanting to be held and hugged and loved. They just crave that physical touch from you as a parent. So if you have a child like this, then you're definitely going to want to nurture that and foster that. Give them an extra pat on the back. Give them extra hugs and kisses and cuddles because they really adapt well to those situations. The second love language is words of affection. This is a child that really likes praise. They like to hear that you love them. They like to hear that they did a good job. They like to hear that they're on the right track and they're doing really well. So if you have a child that fits into this category after you do the test, it's not only auditory, meaning hearing it, it's also visually seeing it. So you might leave them love notes in their lunchbox, or you might tell them that you love them and adore the things that they do, or you might write them little love letters or extra Valentines throughout the year. They really would like to hear how much you love them by being told, and being told that they're doing a good job and that they are just overall great kids. The third love language is quality time. This is the child that just wants to be with you all the time. It doesn't matter what you're doing, they just want to be with you. And if you have a child that is speaking in the love language of quality time, then that means you should probably dedicate an amount of time per day to them, just specifically working on a task together. And that quality time will make their love cup feel a lot more full. They might also benefit from traditions, doing things routinely, dates, going out together and having ice cream dates, just you and them. They're going to really appreciate that time you set aside just for them. The fourth love language is gifts. And I'm not talking about presents and quantity and abundance of toys, okay? This is more so when you have a child that is constantly giving you something. Maybe they are drawing pictures and they are giving you the picture, or they're trying to give you their own toys, or they're trying to, ask if they can get you something from the store. The child that has the love language of gifts sees the personalization of it as this is something for you as special. If you have a child whose love language is gifts, yes, you can definitely buy them things, but you could also get small things like little trinkets from the dollar store or little personalized things that you find around the house. You have to just make something special for them. Maybe it's a song that you give them that's just for you and them to sing together. You can be very creative and find things that are free and feel like you are giving them something special. Maybe it's the special piece of the cake on a birthday, or maybe it's they get the biggest orange. Think of things abstractly so you're not spending money, but make them feel special that you are giving them something. And the fifth love language is acts of service. So this is when you have a child who likes to do things for you. Mommy, can I help you? Mommy, can I do that too? Mommy, can I help you cook? This is the child that really receives love by acts of service. So you can reciprocate this and help them feel more loved by doing things for them as well. Now, I understand kids have to be self-sufficient, so there is a line that you can draw, but maybe every now and then you do help them clean up their toys, or you do help them do a chore, or you do it together by showing them that you are also servicing them as well as them servicing you. Their love language is going to be really fulfilled. All right, you guys, in order not to make this too long, I hope that gave you some ideas of how you can show love to your children year-round, not just on Valentine's Day. You might want to check out the book to read more about it. It's a pretty short read, but there's so much information in here and you're going to be eyes wide open. If you've read this book, or maybe the one for adult relationships, let me know down below in the comments what you think of that. I'm really curious to hear your opinion. Click subscribe to see more videos like this and give me a thumbs up to show your love.